Hi, welcome to another video on my Arduino Yun with electronics. Last time I managed to get some of the electronics working. The switch keeps working and the rest of the program works whenever I activate the serial monitor console and give keyboard input, and then it responds to pressing the switch that the onboard LED and this LED works. However, this one does not work. So what I want to do is first replace that LED and then see if even that one or also that one works. When that is done, I want to actually introduce this motor and see if I can make this one work by pressing the switch. And that will be a nice challenge, because for that I need a transistor probably, and another resistor, and then see whatever happens after that. So first of all I have to replace this LED, for which I have this LED, and first question is, what is the minus? The minus is on this side, so out goes this one, and I put this one in here, and now you will notice that it is not in the same lane as this wire, but I will just put this wire in here. That is easy. So now the question is, does it even work? And that should be proven by starting the serial monitor. For that I of course again have to enter the password. Then give some characters input, click send, and now the question is, does it even work? The red LED starts. This LED burns nicely, but the replaced LED isn't doing anything. It's not doing anything at all. So it is now time to check what pin 3 is doing in the code. Because logically speaking, if this LED isn't working and this LED doesn't do anything, that is physically unlikely. So yeah, let's test with one more. Pressing the switch. Oh, and the character, I have to enter more characters. Choosing letter H now, and yeah, the red LED is burning, this LED is burning, but this one doesn't do anything. So up to code. So the problem is now that the LED, which was replaced and is controlled by pin 3, isn't doing anything at all. Now here it says analog output, or analog out pin 3 is 3, and the point is that this LED 4 is working. So first conclusion is that the way this is set up or initialized is correct. Then we'll have to look further. And here, so this is being done correctly, and with output value 2, looking back at output value 2 is 0, output pin 3 is 0. Then what happens here? Output pin 3 gets, now that may be the point. Here it gets 0 and here it gets 0. Ouch. Of course, when it gets 0, it doesn't do anything at all. So when I want things to be like otherwise, let's see what the original thought was. 0, then this gets high, this is 0, so actually after 1 second delay this one should get another output value. So let me then do this, and then it becomes a certain value. But since this one, let's see, pin 3 gets here 512. Oh wait, here it gets 512, but it doesn't do anything, and that's the point. Why doesn't it do anything? This should be working. That's something which is very clear. This works. So why does this work and why does this not work? Analog right, analog right, both 0. And here after a delay the onboard LED gets low and this should get high, and 512 is a very bright color, which should mean that this one just should be working. I could, for changing, use double 1024. And that would mean that this one would burn very brightly for 1 second. I've noticed that some LEDs don't burn equally as bright on the same value, so this may be it. Let's check this. Although when testing there seemed nothing wrong, so right, let's do this. Takes a bit longer. than the other Arduino, but alright, let's check. So this should be a very short test, and let's just go for it. Some character into the serial monitor, send it, and then what happens? I know the LED is correct. And these are the same resistors. This works, and this still doesn't. So why is this one bugging? And that may also explain why the other one is bugging. And alright, let me reverse the direction. I have to input more characters. Alright, there we go. That was red. Nope, nothing. So I once again turn around the polarity. Try again. Again, absolutely nothing. So right now I don't have a clue why this is happening. But I have other plans as well. So meaning this motor. So let me set up a circuit that controls a motor, hopefully. And for this I need a transistor, and I do need an LED. Well, of this I'm not quite sure, or this one I am sure. I do need a resistor. And then some wires for the motor. So let me grab things and build one circuit. I did construct the transistor circuit for the motor using this part that did not function, so I'm taking a risk here. I relocated this wire here, put a different resistor here, connecting to the base of this transistor, and then with the LED connecting to the MOS. Then from the motor a wire to the plus, and this wire finally to the output of the transistor. Now if I take this one out and connect it to MOS, you can see it works. So let me carefully put it back. where it belongs. Without breaking the wire. Actually I should solder it, but that is for later concern. Alright, so now it's time to put some characters into the console again. Press send, press a switch, and surprising, nothing happens. Oh, by the way, I noticed that something does happen. Let me look at this. If you see closely, this LED now works. It works for a little bit, but it works, so the circuit works. The only point is that the motor doesn't do anything. But this is a nice idea. And alright, up to the next step. Another point is, of course, that I bring the voltage down by using this resistor. So what if I remove this resistor and replace it with a jump wire? So in goes the jump wire, right here. Doesn't go that easy. Alright. And then the question is, will the LED light up brighter? Will the motor start running? So let's give some character input from the keyboard again. Send. And strangely enough, I don't see the LED working anymore, so let me dim the light a bit. And this is a strange effect. Okay, my characters are done, so some more characters. Once again, enter. And when I look closely at the LED with the transistor, it doesn't do anything. So I guess I will have to put the LED, transistor, the resistor back in its place. I remove this one, and then wait, I made a mistake. I did make a mistake. I have to put the jump wire here, and then with this wire from pin 3 here. So let's try again. Still working. Yes, that's it. Clearly, without resistor, the LED burns brightly, but the motor doesn't do a thing. Which is quite unfortunate. So, more characters from the keyboard. Press enter. Yeah, a brighter LED, but no motor yet. So why doesn't the motor do anything? Because this is exactly how it is supposed to be. One part of the motor is connected to this side of the transistor, and the other one is connected to the plus. So if I remove this one and connect it right, so you hear the motor works, but connecting here, it doesn't do a thing. Alright, so why? Is it because of the 1 and the 0? Or is it because of some analog values that it needs? I think the latter one, so I am going to change it to analog values. In order to make the switch produce analog values instead of digital ones, I have to change it here. So the only thing I should change is this to analog, and then I can say in pin, but that is detail. Then here I say sensor value is, and let me change this as well, like this. So this will now become analog, and now analog in pin. Do I have the capitalization correct? Yes. So now this is one thing, and now I have to change this, because digital is either 1 or 0, but analog isn't. And since this is now analog, which is probably between a value of 0 and 1024, I would say that if sensor value is 1, will change to larger than or equal to 512. So then I would change this to smaller than 512. Not sure if that is going to help, but I can at least try this. So first of all, upload or compile and upload. takes a bit of time, but we're used to that for now. Then serial monitor, because I need screen input, and this is the amount I usually take. Send, pressing a switch. The LED does what it's supposed to do. Where is it? That is a nice one, because I don't see values over the 500. But I'm releasing the switch now. And I'm pressing. Releasing. And pressing. Okay, releasing. I keep it released now. What values do I encounter? 260s, 290s, 280s, 290s. And digitally this is 0. So now I press it. I don't see a real change. And it's out of character, literally. So my idea of using analog values may not work out. I'm pressing the switch now. 290s. How come that it doesn't read over 500? Because in the past, the first time that I did this and using analog, it nicely had very high numbers. What am I doing wrong? Am I doing something wrong? I don't think so. Okay, let me check the code again. This is correct. I'm reading analog value. And sensor value is 0 as well, or integer. Here I assign analog read, analog in pin to sensor value, and then I say if sensor value is larger or equal to 512, which it never is because it doesn't even get to 300. This is an ouch. Big ouch. On the other hand, with my other motor experiments, I also sent out one single value, so let me change this back. Let me change it back and see what happens then. This is 0. Right, upload. So unexpectedly, the analog idea hasn't worked out at all, and that is very disappointing. So let me try again now this is back to digital. Characters into the console. However, the motor doesn't give in anything. And yes, this is quite disappointing. I would have loved to see the motor running. Is the motor getting enough voltage? There's only one way to find out, and that is using the multimeter again. So let's just do that. And let me adjust the camera angle a little bit. And then which is minus, this is minus, or more appropriately, with the wires out of the way, this is minus, and this is plus, which is, this is plus. It is 5 volts. And that means that it just should work. On the other hand, this is 5 volts as well. 5 volts and 5 volts is against 5 volts is no potential difference. So I think that may be a problem. Why is this 5 volts anyway? If I make it a short by entering some values again, characters into the console. Alright. Then taking here a steady minus. Oops. Alright, that's a minus. Measuring here and clicking. What does happen? I don't know what's happening, but not what I expect. It keeps showing 5 volts. So that is the explanation why the motor doesn't do anything. And that is a serious problem. So I need to think about this one. Why does the motor work? Does the motor not work here, and why does it do in other circuits? That's next for next time. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and if you like my videos enough to consider to support me, or to support the blog rather, please visit my website and see my website also for other nice projects. This is to be continued. Bye bye.